Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Bridge Course Biology class. This is the fourth class actually. In the previous class, we observed the boundary of the cell, every cell, that is a plasma membrane, and we observed the functions carried by the plasma membrane along with the importance of the pores present in that plasma membrane. And we observed while having the functions of the plasma membrane, we looked after one important process, that is the diffusion process. What is the diffusion process? The movement of any kind of molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. So that is the diffusion. If that diffusion particularly meant for water means, then we will call it as osmosis. Yes. So in case of plants, in case of animals, so individually or grouped together, the cells will show this kind of process majorly, and that process occurs through the plasma membrane. And that plasma membrane is majorly made up of protein and a lipid. Of course, there might be polysaccharide, that means sugar might be there, but majorly protein and lipids. And here, protein and lipids, majorly we will consider them as a structural biomolecules. Why? Because they help in the construction of many parts in the cell or in the whole body itself. So we observe that the plasma membrane structure majorly. And here, just imagine one thing, how that a diffusion process is at most important. Just one just illustration I am giving you, just one general illustration. During respiration, we will take the oxygen. That oxygen comes to the lungs, and the lungs, there we are having alveoli, small air bag like structures. And from the air bag like structures, the oxygen transfer to the blood. So blood will carry the oxygen to all other body parts. So this is the process we already know. And when heart beat once, then the blood will be supplied to all the body parts. To the next contraction of the heart, suddenly the blood comes to the same region in the reverse order. So it is a very quick process. Along with the blood, oxygen also transferred. And every cell of our body continuously they need supply of oxygen. If there is no oxygen, then the cells there is a chance of dying of the cells. Compulsory there must be oxygen. So this process is very quick. But imagine if there is no diffusion process and if there is no involvement of enzymes in the body, then oxygen cannot transfer in that fast rate. So to transfer the oxygen, imagine from this portion, from the chest region, from the lungs region, the oxygen, it will take many years or sometimes 1 year or 2 years just to reach the toe of our leg. That means just to cross this much of distance, so it will take a vast amount of time. That means diffusion is at most important, playing the role over there along with the enzymes, involvement of enzymes. Enzymes means workers of our cell, workers of our body. So we observe that plasma membrane. And after the plasma membrane, if you want to look inside, we will come to know many organelles and almost all organelles except ribosomes. Except ribosome, almost all organelles are covered by membranes. Either one membrane or two membranes. Majority of the cell organelles are covered by two membranes. And if the organelles are covered by the membranes, then the total all the organelles together form a system. That system name is endomembrane system. What is that one? Endomembrane system. In the endomembrane system, the center, the major part of the cell is nucleus. And today in this video, let us see the importance of nucleus to the cell. Which cell? Yes, eukaryotic cell, not to the prokaryotic cell. Of course, in a prokaryotic cell, not exactly this kind of structure, but it's a similar structure is present. Let us see that one also. So, if we consider the nucleus, and here we are discussing the eukaryotic cell, not prokaryotic cell. Say for example, if I consider prokaryotic cell, imagine bacteria is a prokaryotic cell. As already I told you, bacteria is prokaryotic cell, and sometimes the bacteria might be having the flagellary structures for the movement, for the locomotion, and inside of this bacteria we can observe this kind of structure. So here thread-like structure. This is nothing but a DNA. DNA means, as already you know, already have completed your 10th examination, your 10th syllabus. There we observed this major biomolecule DNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid. So this DNA present in a very coiled form but not covered by the nuclear membrane. There is no particular nucleus. But we are having just a coiled form of DNA that is called as a nucleoid. We will call this one as nucleoid. See, just imagine the difference. In prokaryotic cell, we will use the term nucleoid. In the eukaryotic term, we will use a particular term. Why? Because it is having particular shape. Why? Because it is covered by the boundary. So that is a nucleus. And here if we consider the nucleus, first let us label the parts of the nucleus. So here it is covered by two membranes. This is outer membrane and this one is inner membrane. That means two membranes are present here, and in between the two membranes there is a very little amount of gap is present. And that gap, imagine that gap will be present in a very minute distance. The gap will be very minute here. And that gap is considered to be the perinuclear space or perinuclear membranal space, the gap between these two layers. And inside, the very important one, this coiled material, the total coiled material is considered to be the chromatin. Chromatin, that is nothing but the coiled form of DNA. That is DNA actually. DNA means it is a thread-like structure. And one more thing. Here just I am pronouncing just a DNA like that. Actually, if you want to look at the DNA means, it will take many classes. It is a vast, it is a major biomolecule, macrobiomolecule. But just keep the DNA thing here. DNA means it is a master biomolecule controlling almost all activities of the metabolical activities or any other activities of a cell. So master molecules. This thread-like DNA present in highly coiled form, that is called as a chromatin. Yes. And here it is having another center. To the cell nucleus center, to the nucleus sometimes one more center is present. That center is nucleolus. This center is nucleolus. And next one, here inside here also matrix is present. There also here the fluid material is present, and that material is nucleoplasm. This inside content is a nucleoplasm, and here the major one. Here the total nuclear membrane, it is having sometimes pore-like structure, just like our plasma membrane. And one more thing I am telling you, just like a plasma membrane, this layer also double membraned. That means nature of plasma membrane, nature of this layer, both are same. How the plasma membrane was having the pores for entry and exit of the molecules, in the same way here the nuclear membrane, it is also having the pores, and those pores are called as nucleopores. So I will tell you their function. And here sometimes these nucleopores are outside. From outside they are attached with extra structures, reticular structures. What is that structure? In the previous class we observed that one. What is that structure? Yes. So this is ER. What is that ER? Endoplasmic reticulum. And here in the ER, particularly this one, this ER, it is attached with ribosomes. That means this is RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. So this total structure is ER actually, and this is RER. And here this one, it is not attached with ribosomes. This endoplasmic reticulum I am talking about. And this one is SER, RER and SER. So ribosome is attached to, endoplasmic reticulum is attached to the nuclear membrane. So this is the arrangement, how the nucleus will be looking like. And this is just a superficial diagram. Just if you want to look inside more and more, so the structure becomes more and more complicated. But thing is, these are the major parts right now. And here, if we consider that the nucleus, if the nucleus is present, particular nucleus is present, means as already we know that is the eukaryotic cell. And here for the nucleus we can use the term karyon. Karyon is nothing but a nucleus. Yes, we observed one term for that one. Okay, we will come in the later classes. Just keep this word in your mind. Karyon means a nucleus, right? And here sometimes the cell may be uninucleate, or the cell might be multinucleate. What its meaning? Its meaning is, usually most of the cells will be having just one nucleus, but sometimes the cell might be having more than one nucleus. Our majority of our cells are having just one cell. Just one nucleus. One cell will be having just one nucleus. But sometimes, if you consider our muscle cells, so muscle cell will be having more than one nucleus. That is particularly that striated muscle in some cases, which is performing more heavy work. So in some conditions, the condition may be multinucleated, but in maximum cases, the condition is uninucleated. So that is the thing. And one more thing, in the case of animal cell, usually we are going to see the nucleus almost at the center of the cell. But in case of plant cell, that nucleus will be present at the peripheral side, at the margin side, if the cell is matured, if the cell is large, if the cell is grown. Why it is so means, in case of plant cell, there will be one big vacuole. We'll come to know what is that vacuole. Vacuole means that this is a big balloon-like structure which is having the liquid or waste material or useful materials inside. Such kind of a balloon-like structure will be present in the plant cell. As the vacuole structure size increases, then the nucleus is pushed towards the center side, towards the edge. So because of that reason, usually in a plant cell we are going to observe the nucleus at peripheral side, right? So here, let us see one by one here. If we consider this a nuclear membrane, here and there it is having the gaps. That gap is, we will call it as a nuclear pore, and a nuclear pore work is exchange of materials between cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. This is the major thing that is performed by that nuclear pore. Outside we are having the cytoplasm. See, imagine this structure only I have enlarged here just. So here what is present here? The matrix is a cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, and inside we are having the nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm material and cytoplasm material both are exchanged with the help of the nuclear pores. That means nucleopores are just like a bridge-like structure for connecting both the sides, cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. And what is the term? Both together. Cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm together called as a protoplasm, right? So here materials have been exchanged. That is the thing. And if we consider that inside a nucleolus, so the nucleolus work is production of ribosomes. Yes, in the second class itself we came to know this term, ribosomes. What these ribosomes are? The ribosomes are considered to be the protein factories. And one more speciality is, the ribosomes are the cell organelles which are not covered by any membranes. That means ribosomes are not the part of endomembrane system. They are not covered by any membranes. And one more thing, the ribosomes, another speciality is those are present both in prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So they are present in both the cells. And one more thing is, along with the ribosomes, there is another special cell organelle, centriole. Just I told you in the second class itself, the centrioles are the cell organelles helps in the division of the cells, right? And those centrioles and ribosomes are considered to be the cell organelles not covered by the membranes. And these protein factories, ribosomes, produced from the nucleolus of the nucleus. And apart from this one, if we consider the major portion inside the nucleus, what is that major portion? That is the chromatin. If we consider this chromatin, actually we will consider it as a chromatin network or chromatin fibers in a different ways, but it is a chromatin. And keep one thing in your mind, chroma means color, and a thread-like structure. Chromatin means a thread-like structure which are colored more. So for example, if I want to stain a cell, if I want to color a cell, if I want to see a cell under a microscope, I need to add some drop of colors, stain. After adding the stain, cell will absorb the stain. Mostly the nucleus will absorb the more stain. In the nucleus, this thread-like structure will absorb more stain. And because of that reason, the scientist who observed that portion first, he called that as a color body, chromosome. Zome means body, chroma means color, chromosome. And those chromosomes are formed by this chromatin, that is thread-like structure. And this chromatin, it is made up of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. As already we know, in the 10th class we came across this DNA concept. So it is a hereditary material, it is the genetic material, it is the master molecule, it is the macromolecule. And this DNA, it will control directly or indirectly almost all activities of the cell. That means it is a master molecule, this DNA. And this DNA, which is present in the thread-like structure, coiled form, that thread is present in the very folded condensed form here. If this condensed chromatin, if it is further condensed, means we are going to get some specific body-like structures. So those are called as chromosomes. Next stage we are getting chromosomes. Imagine this thread-like structure, it is perfectly folded in one shape, X-shaped structure like this. So this we will call it as a chromosome. Chromatin or chromatin network, it is further coiled in the form of chromosome. And how many chromosomes are present in our cell? How many number of chromosomes? Yes, 46. Diploid cell. We are diploid organisms. So one set of chromosomes coming from our father, one set of chromosome coming from our mother. That means we are diploid organisms. Total number of chromosomes are 46. But in case of bacteria, if we consider, here we cannot see exact the chromosome like this, but the total nucleide content we refer it as one chromosome in case of prokaryotic organism. But in case of eukaryotic organisms, we can see different number of chromosomes. But thing is, according to species, the chromosome number changes. For one species, the chromosome number is constant. So these chromosomes are formed by this, the coiling of DNA structure, and that will control all the activities. And this chromosome, it is having an important portion, that is a gene. As already we know, this one, gene, controlling characters, genetics. We heard that term, father of genetics, Gregor Johann Mendel. So Mendel, majorly he focused on the characters, and those character study, it is majorly controlled by gene. So genes are present on that chromosome. That means for the genes, the location is chromosome. And here this DNA is having information, and that information is present in secret form. That secret information is given out of the nucleus, that is into the cytoplasm. And how that information is coming means, that information is coming through the pores, and those pores are, we will refer them as nucleopores. So this is the thing regarding the nucleus. And observe here, one more major attachment is present here to the nucleus, and this attachment is endoplasmic reticulum. So actually, if you consider the endoplasmic reticulum, let me rub it once. Okay, I will rub up to this portion. If we consider the endoplasmic reticulum, and shortly we will abbreviate it as ER, endoplasmic reticulum. Actually, endoplasmic reticulum is a tube-like structures. So all these are the longitudinal tube-like structure. And thing is, imagine the tube-like structure means just pipes. Those are the pipe-like structures. Now we have cut them just in the longitudinal direction to observe inside. Inside here also matrix is present inside. And see here, just one thing. If I pour something here means through the nucleopore it will come and it will spread throughout, and it will come here and it will spread throughout, and it will enter to the next level. That means all tubes are interconnected. Tubular structure, they are parallelly arranged one by one. Along with that one, they are having some sheet-like structures. Sheets and tube-like structures. Actually, I have shown here just a tube-like structure. Along with the tube-like structure, they might be having the sheet-like structure also. So all they together form endoplasmic reticulum. And one thing, endoplasmic reticulum, internally it is giving one shape to the cell, just like a endoskeletal system. It is also giving one shape. And just we mentioned here we are having two types, RER and SCR, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If we consider them, RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. So why it is considered to be the rough means here it is attached with the ribosomes. That means if we observe this structure under electron microscope, then this surface looks like a rough surface. Why? Because attached with the ribosomes. Who produce those ribosomes? Produced from the nucleolus. Those ribosomes will come outside. So ribosomes may attach to the nuclear membrane itself. So when they will come outside, they may be free in the cytoplasm, one option, or those ribosomes may attach to the endoplasmic reticulum. Then it becomes a rough endoplasmic reticulum. And this endoplasmic reticulum major work is the production of protein. It helps in the formation of protein. And keep one thing in your mind, when the protein produced from that portion, actually ribosomes will produce the protein. When that protein produced for the first time, say for example, imagine this ribosome produce the protein. Yes, that protein will be present in the chain form. But thing is, that produced protein is inactive. It is unable to perform any specific work. Just it is a chain of amino acids. We will call it as protein. Now the protein produced, of course, but protein is not active. So in order to active that protein, in order to convert inactive form of protein into active form, we have to fold that chain in a specific dimension. So this chain, it should be folded in a specific dimension. When it is folded in a specific dimension, then only it becomes active protein. To perform that one, here we are having another structure. What is the structure? What is this one? The structure. Yes, we are having Golgi complex. Very good. Golgi complex. So this chain of protein, chain of amino acids, when it enters into the Golgi complex, so through the Golgi complex structures are also just like endoplasmic reticulum like structures. But thing is, when this chain enters inside, that chain will be folded in specific dimension. while it is coming outside, that will be folded in one specific form. So when it comes outside, then we will refer it as active form. But actually this chain is inactive form. So inactive chain of that protein get converted into active form. And thing is, this active form, so it will perform different functions in the body. So one option, it may become enzyme. That folded form of protein, now it is active, it may work as enzyme. Enzyme means workers of our cell. In the cell, all activities are done because of the presence of enzymes. Say for example, if you consider a huge factory, in the huge factory, of course machines will be there, but in order to operate the machines, in order to do other activities, in order to handle all those things, there must be workers. Thousands together, millions together. As the company is big, as the company is complex, as the factory is complex, number of workers will be more, of course. And our cell is complex. So imagine in the cell, continuously, thousands together, millions together, reactions will occur continuously. And all the reactions which are occurring simultaneously, they are connected one to another one. That means to occur all those reactions, there must be workers. So those workers are nothing but enzymes. They are various minute molecules, enzymes made up of proteins. So they may be converted as a protein, or they may be converted as pigments. So they may be converted as pigment itself. So pigment means colors. As already we know the famous color. In case of plants, we are having the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, its color is green. Its work is absorption of sunlight, helps in the photosynthesis process. Such kind of pigments are formed by this process itself, that protein itself, modification of that protein. Or in our body, if we consider hemoglobin pigment we are having, where it is present, hemoglobin. Yes, it is present in the RBC cell. So that is formed by that is nothing but the pigment. Or so we are having many pigments, all those formed by in this way itself. Or sometimes these proteins may be modified into antibodies. What these antibodies are? Whenever we are affected by, whenever we are attacked by any pathogens, that means microbial pathogens, when they enter our body, that means when bacteria, when fungi-like structures, when they enter our body produces antibodies. That means entering a disease-causing organism is antigen. Our body produces antibodies. Antigen killed by antibodies. So antibodies are nothing but these proteinaceous structures. Right? So here the enzymes, pigments, antibodies and so many other different molecules, they get produced from this protein, that is active form of protein. So that made by this Golgi complex, and that chain produced from the ribosome, that ribosome attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. That means, so that is the major function of RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. So another one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this portion is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, not attached with the ribosome. So this ribosome, its a major function is production of lipid. And one more thing, here just I am giving the major functions. Apart from this, endoplasmic reticulums will produce vast chemicals or different molecules, but here I am giving just major molecules. So it helps in the formation of fat or lipid molecules. So when it produces the lipid, it produces the protein, this produces the lipid. Just I told you both are the structural components, major components. So these produce lipids. Little bit they will undergo modification and they are involved in different works. Say for example, they help in the formation of hormones. Yes, just I told you. Enzymes are the workers of our cell or workers of our body to perform all the activities, that is all metabolical activities. In the same way, if we consider hormones, hormones are the chemical messengers. Keep this term in your mind. So these are the chemical messengers. Say for example, just I'm giving the importance of hormones, how they are performing vital role in our body. Imagine we are running, right? We are running, or okay, leave that illustration. One more best illustration. Just we are in the calm state. We're talking to our friends. We are in the normal position. Our body is in the normal position, and we are talking to our friend who is in front of us. So suddenly a snake will come near to us, and suddenly we will look at that snake. What will be our reaction? It is very near to us. It is very near to our leg. What will be our reaction? Whether we will look at the snake and whether we are going to think to go or not to stay, whether to stay here, whether we are going to think like that, or suddenly we will jump. Yes, of course, suddenly we will jump without thinking of that situation, without thinking of that seriousness of that situation. Suddenly our body will jump. To jump our body, to entire body suddenly, we require heavy amount of energy. Yes, imagine we'll jump suddenly, and after a few seconds, just check it. Just check our heartbeat, just check our breathing rate, and just check our body temperature, that is skin temperature outside here, and check the wetness of our skin, and check the eyelids, that center portion, pupil size, black color spot. So all those parts have changed to some extent. And one thing here, suddenly we jumped and our breathing rate increased, of course. So our breathing rate is not normal, it is excited. When our breathing rate increase, automatically heartbeat also increase. So if you can literally check that heartbeat. So heartbeat also increase. At the same time, so here if you observe our skin, so sweating proportion will be more, right? At the same time, if you observe our black spot on the eye, pupil size, so it is dilated, the size is increased. All the activities occurred simultaneously within a fraction of second. But thing is, all activities are occurring in different parts. How they are connected? How they got the message to act suddenly, accurately? So those messages are given by hormones. Usually hormones are secreted in the blood. These are the chemicals secreted in the blood, and those hormones will help, or they help in the connecting the different parts of our body to work together. So such kind of hormones, that component chemically it will be having the lipid content. So such kind of lipid produced from the SCR, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the things here, right? So here, rough as well as a smooth endoplasmic reticulums, they are the attached part along with this nucleus. This kind of specialized structures are usually absent in prokaryotic cells. They are not present in the prokaryotic cell. So that is the thing here. So in this class we have seen that a nucleus, the nuclear content, and next we have seen that endoplasmic reticulum. And apart from this, other cell organelles we are having throughout the cytoplasm, many other different cell organelles. So in the next video class, let us see those cell organelles. Yes, thank you.